We were out in the first part of the storm. We were 180 miles east of Gloucester. We were fishing on a boat called the Corey Pride, a dragger. And we didn't really want to come home because we had to come home for 180 miles, but the forecast of the storm was so intense that we actually steamed home. And we came home in like side 2 in a 25-foot sea. And it was a very, very uncomfortable ride. You can just picture the boat just going right over on its side like this and just kind of surf and then come back. But they were forecasting 50 to 60-foot seas the next day.
Lots of fun. You can hear that. The big flash in front of the lens is the lens cover. Looking out the back of the wheelhouse, the lens cover is blowing.
I've seen big storms, but nothing like the perfect storm. I've never been out, and I've seen it hit Gloucester. When it came to Gloucester, it was the most devastating storm that I've seen. And my father, who just recently passed away, was 85. He'd never seen anything in his lifetime being here. And my grandfather was a fisherman. My father's been a fisherman, and I've been I'm third generation. I've never seen anything like that. That magnitude of water and wind coming destroyed all our back shores where we have big roads were wiped out. I mean, I never seen that kind of devastation in my life. I've been here all my life, 55 years. I've lived here.
The fishing boats go in and out of here past the house from the inner harbor in the city. They round out around the point here and head off to as far as the Grand Banks, off of Newfoundland. And they've been doing it ever since the early part of the 17th century for almost 400 years. In Marblehead, particularly where the fishing really started, when these fishermen here saw the conditions here, went back to England and reported on what it was, they scared the death out of the people over there. Boy, we don't let us near that place, you know. It was so tough.
If they think they can beat the storm home, that's when they get in trouble sometimes. They try to beat a storm home, or they wait to the last minute to leave because the fishing is good. When you try to run from a storm, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it good.
We came in late that night, and there's been a few times where I've come home for the weather and we haven't gotten the weather. So I just wanted to go down to see if I had made the right decision. And when I walked, I only had to walk maybe 300 or 400 yards, and I just couldn't believe it. You know, the seas were coming in. There's a breakwater across the street from my house that's probably 40 or 50 feet high. The waves actually took a 20 or 30-foot section of probably 2-ton pieces of granite and completely just took them right off. They were gone. It was a big chunk gone right out of it. And then we rode around for a little while, came into Gloucester, went along the shore road, and the devastation was just unbelievable.
Was the biggest swell that I've seen here in my lifetime. Of 40 years of walking to the beach every day and looking at it. Lost a ton of lobster traps, tore the hell out of the gear, and we had a solid 35-foot groundswell coming in here. 35 feet, solid.
As my shift progressed, the ocean was just taking boulders almost the size of cars and just throwing them up on the roadways. We had to evacuate people from homes who lived along the shore. Some of them didn't want to leave their houses. Some of them didn't want to leave their houses even though part of their house was already in the ocean. It was just an unbelievable scene. I'll never forget it.